What's going on, guys? It's NYPrepper here. Just wanted to review an awesome flashlight that I just purchased recently. I actually bought two of these because I liked it so much. And this is the Fenix TK25, okay? And I absolutely love this flashlight. And the reason why I love this flashlight is, for any of you guys that have been following me for a while, you know that I love red light, okay? I'm a big advocate of using red flashlights or red filters on your flashlights. And the reason why is that red light is much better on your eyes, your night vision, okay? It takes your eyes about 30 minutes to fully adjust to darkness, and as soon as you turn on any kind of light, especially white light, it immediately eliminates all that 30 minutes of time for your eyes that your eyes took to adjust. And red light minimizes that, okay? Another thing about red light that I like is that red light is more tactical, okay? Red light doesn't give off a huge visual signature as white light does, okay? If I'm in a wooded area or an open field or in a urban environment and maybe it's a post-collapse scenario, the society's collapsed, and if some dude turns on a white light in the middle of the night when there's no electric grid functioning anymore, I'm going to see that white light from a mile away, okay? So I don't want to broadcast my location to people, okay, all around me, all right? And the red light is just much more discreet, and it provides you with enough light to do what you need to do, but it's not going to broadcast your location to everybody around for miles, okay? And not broadcast, but it's not going to give away a huge visual signature that somebody's going to be able to see from a mile away as a bright white light, okay? Like, for example, this TK09 that I have, this Fenix TK09, this is one of my favorite flashlights along with the Fenix TK25. And this light is great. The only downside is that it doesn't have a red light mode, okay? And that white light that you have on your tactical light is a great thing, but it's also not the best thing for your eyes, for night vision, and it'll also give your signature away. It'll give your position away, and it'll, eliminate your stealth, okay? And that's where having a red light is a good thing to have. Now, this Fenix TK09 is a great light, but it doesn't have a red mode, and the Fenix TK25, what I like about it is that it has a white mode and a red mode. You can use this light for red light or white light, and that to me is just a huge benefit over most flashlights. And I haven't seen many flashlights on the market that have this capability where you can switch between red and white and do it in such a way that's as convenient as the TK25. Now, for those of you guys that have never heard of Fenix flashlights, they've been around for years. They're very high quality, but they're at a good price. They're not as expensive as Streamlight, but they're not super cheap either, okay? They're probably around the same price as Streamlight or maybe slightly less than Streamlight, all right? They're actually a company that's in China, and I know a lot of you guys don't like to buy Chinese things, but the Chinese and the Asians, they have electronics figured out, okay? And when it comes to flashlights, electronics, I have no problem buying Asian things or Chinese things. And I believe this might even have been made in, it says here, made in China, okay? But this is very high quality. I have the TK09. I've had this thing for probably since 2014. So 7 years already, and I have three of them. I only had to replace one after like 5 years of use. Okay, so they're very durable. This is the TK09. It's extremely thick aluminum here on this TK09. It's the way that they design their flashlights. It's just very simple to use and very rugged, okay? They're not complicated. They don't have all these fancy memory modes and programming modes and all this crap. I like simple things, okay? Especially when it comes to SHTF, personal defense, home defense, being in the outdoors where there's predators around me. I want a light that I can turn on and get to the mode that I want without having to do all kinds of crazy programming and all kinds of weird stuff. Okay, I like simple things. And so this Fenix TK25 is just awesome, all right, because you can switch between white light and red light, all right, and I just absolutely love that, okay. That to me is just a huge plus, especially being a prepper. You know, stealth is a big concern of mine, you know, especially if I'm considering bugging out or something like that. Maybe I'm doing security patrols after a grid down scenario and I need to light up an area. Maybe I'm doing recon or I'm trying to find resources. I want to use red light as much as possible so I don't give away my signature and so I preserve my night vision, okay? And this light allows you to switch between different modes, okay? It has the white mode and the red mode, and I'll show you guys how that works in a second, but I just want to show you the flashlight, you know, give you just like an overview. And so here it is right here, Fenix TK25 red version, okay? I mean, it's very well built, you know, just like every Fenix flashlight. You know, it weighs about 6 ounces without a battery. So with the battery, you're looking at, you know, maybe half a pound. It's got some heft to it. I'm not going to say it's light, but it's not cheap, and that's the most important thing. You know, I'd rather have something a little bit heavier that I know is rock solid than something lightweight that's going to break, all right? Especially when we're talking about SHTF, you definitely want something that's very rugged and very reliable, all right? So I'll carry a few extra ounces if it means that it's more bomb-proof. All right, so there's a couple other things that I like about this Fenix light, besides just the fact that you can go between red and white light. What I like about it too is that it has this removable pocket clip. Okay, so you can clip this in your pocket. You can clip this on a MOLLE webbing. You know, wherever you want to clip this to, you can clip this onto your backpack strap if you have a bug out bag. You can clip this on the outside of your bug out bag onto a piece of MOLLE, okay, or, you know, a chest strap or whatever you want to do. But what I like is that this pocket clip is removable. Okay, you can actually remove this pocket clip here, and when you take the pocket clip off, it allows you to use this on your long guns. Okay, you can mount this to a rifle or your shotgun. It has a 1-inch diameter body here. Okay, and because it's a 1-inch diameter body, it's very easy to find mounting solutions for this, okay? 1 inch is very common for different types of scope rings and flashlight mounting rings, okay? 1 inch is just very common. And so there's just a bunch of different ways you could mount this to your long gun if you want to mount it, okay? And Fenix is very good about that. They did the same thing with the TK09. Same thing, it has a 1-inch body diameter, and it's very easy to find mounts for it to mount to your long gun. All right, in addition to that, it's very rugged, obviously. I mean, just look at how thick the aluminum is here on the bezel or on the flashlight head. I mean, it's just a massive flashlight. It's really solid. It's very high quality. I mean, you can see this nice knurling that they have here. And this flashlight will take an 18650 rechargeable battery. Okay, if you don't have an 18650 rechargeable battery, you can also use 2 CR123 batteries, or you can use 2 16340 batteries. And of course, this is a waterproof flashlight. I'll share with you guys the specs of this flashlight as far as what the waterproof rating is and stuff like that. But it is waterproof. It's simple to use. It does have memory, so it remembers the last setting that you have on it, which is not a huge downfall for, you know, as long as you remember what that setting is. You know, if let's say you're going to use this light on your home defense shotgun, you probably want to make sure you leave that memory setting on the high setting, you know, but if it's a tactical light or an SHTF light, you may want to keep it on the low setting. So if you're in a situation where you want to be stealthy, you don't want to turn your light on and it's going to blast this bright white light and give away your position, all right? So I'm going to go over some of the specs here with you guys and talk in more detail. So it is IP68 waterproof, so it can withstand immersion for up to 2 meters below the water line. Okay, so 2 meters underwater, so that's 6 feet. That's very good. It has an impact resistance of 1 meter. And personally, I've dropped my Fenix TK25, and I've dropped it a few feet, and I never had an issue. It has 4 modes. It has a white mode, and it has four modes for the white light and 3 modes for the red light. It has a turbo, a high, a medium, and a low under the white light. And the turbo mode is 1,000 lumens. The high mode is 300 lumens. The medium mode is 100 lumens, and the low mode is 15 lumens. And the runtime on turbo mode is 2 hours. The runtime on high is 5.5 hours. The runtime on medium, which is 100 lumens, is 22.5 hours. And check this out, the runtime on the low mode, or 15 lumens, is 110 hours. Okay, that's literally 4 days, you know, non-stop. Okay, that's really impressive. And going to the red mode, there's 3 modes or 3 brightness levels in the red mode. You have high, which is 310 lumens, and that lasts 2.5 hours. You have the medium mode, which is 100 lumens, and that lasts for 9.5 hours. And then you have the low mode, which is 10 lumens, and that lasts 100 hours. Okay, that's really good in my opinion. I mean, most of the time, if this was an SHTF light, I would keep it on low for pretty much 90% of what I'm doing. That will last me 4 days of light. Okay, that'll pretty much last you, if you use it only at night, you know, that'll last you a whole week without having to change your batteries. That's enough to bug out. Okay. And it also has a strobe mode. Okay, the strobe mode is 1,000 lumens. All right, and so it's very simple to use. The way that you use it is you turn the flashlight head here, and when you turn it, it changes the mode. There's two little LEDs inside here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me just change the light angle here so you guys can see that. You see those 2 LEDs in there? Those are the white light LEDs, the yellowish color LEDs. If I twist it over, you can see those red LEDs. Okay, so it twists like this. You're literally twisting the flashlight head. So here we have the white light, and then here we have the red light. Okay, and I'll show you guys how that works right now. So we have the red light on, and then we can twist it to white. Okay, red and white, red, white. Okay, and so all you're doing is you're just twisting the light, and so here there's this little white circle that tells you what you're on. So W means white. If I twist this and it goes to red, now it's red. Okay, very easy to use. It doesn't take much force to twist it. Okay, it's very straightforward, and so that's really nice. Okay, and let me just tell you what kind of LEDs there are here. It's fitted with Cree XPG2 white LEDs and red Cree XPE2 LEDs. Okay, the white light delivers a max output of 1,000 lumens with a beam distance of 225 meters. Okay, so this is just an absolutely awesome flashlight, and it's very simple to use. I'll show you guys how you use it. So what you do is to turn the light on, there's 2 switches here. You have your main switch here, which turns the light on, and then you have your functional switch, this little one here, and that changes the modes and the settings. All right, so if we push this button, we turn the flashlight on, and then if we want to adjust the amount of light, okay, we push the button, and we can adjust from low, medium, and high. Okay, and what it'll do is it'll remember the last setting that you left it on. Okay, so if we had it on, let's say the low setting, okay, we turn it off and we turn it on, it'll be in the low setting. All right, now if we go to the medium setting, we shut it off, and we turn it on, and it's back on the medium setting, okay? Now, let's try the white light, okay? I'll show you guys something with the white light here. So we got the white light. Now it's on the low setting. Here we're on high right now. If I want to use the strobe mode, okay, all I have to do is just press on this functional switch. I hold that down, and then it locks me into strobe, okay? And this is what the strobe looks like, okay? And then I press it again, and it'll go back to the mode that I was in before, okay? Now, if let's say my flashlight is off, and I want to access the strobe mode without having to turn the light on and then hold down the other switch to get to the strobe, all you have to do is just forget about the main switch and go right to the functional switch, and you push that functional switch down, and it'll just automatically go right into strobe, okay? It's not going to turn the strobe on. It's a momentary activation, so you have to hold your finger on it the whole time, okay? But I think that's a really cool thing. So I like this light. I like the fact that it's simple. It's rugged, it's waterproof, it's got the red light, which I think is very nice. And another thing about the red light too that I really like is that it actually goes up to some pretty high lumens on that red light. It goes up to 310 lumens on the red light, which is very powerful for a red LED, you know, so it gives you some flexibility. It's not just like a very weak red light that a lot of red flashlights will have, red LED flashlights, is that they'll have a very low lumen red light, and in order to actually see anything you have to go to white light, and the red light is just for like extremely close range or if you're reading something or whatever, okay? But this will actually go up to 310 lumens on the red light, which is just, I think that's really awesome, because you can literally just keep your light in red the whole time. If you're in a SHTF situation, you don't even have to use the white light, because you can just, if you need more light, you just go to the high or the turbo mode in this flashlight here, okay? And you can see it's downshifting, or it's going down from the high back to the medium right now, and that's just because this flashlight got warm. I was using it earlier, okay? When this flashlight warms up, it'll automatically downshift from the high to the medium, all right? Now, another thing about the functional switch that's cool is that if you need immediate light and you want just momentary activation, what you can do is you can hold down that functional switch, okay? And the functional switch will give you momentary light, okay? And so let's just see something here. I'm just going to switch through the modes, medium, high. There's low. And so if you want to go to the highest setting, let's say you're in a tactical situation and you don't want to push the button on, or let's say what happens is, let's say you want to have two different modes. You know, let's say you want to have a low mode on your flashlight for the main switch, okay? Let's say we want to set it to a low mode, okay? And we want to leave it on the low mode for whatever reason, but when we turn this light on, let's say it's a security situation, a tactical situation, right? Let's say we have a home defense scenario and we want to get that bright light, you know, immediately. If, let's say we had it saved on this low mode, that's a problem, right? Because then we're going to have to click through to get to the higher setting. So what Fenix does is, if you hold the button down on the functional switch, it'll go into the strobe setting, okay? Or if you're in the red mode, okay, then it'll go to the high on the red mode, okay? So I think that's really cool. And so stay tuned, guys. I'm going to go outside and show you guys some of the beam shots with this thing, and I'm also going to just quickly take some measurements here so you guys can see what kind of sizes we have with this light here. We have the flashlight head is 1.57 inches wide, and the flashlight is about 5.5 inches long, okay? Let's see if we can tighten this thing up here on my calipers. 5.6 inches long. All right, so it's a pretty long light, but you know, not too bad. And then here you have this pouch that Fenix gives you. Okay, and it fits perfectly in this pouch. All right, here's this nice little pouch here. It's Velcro. It has a little clip here. It's got this flashlight, or I'm sorry, it has this belt loop here. Okay, so you have two loops here. You have one loop that you can take off with the Velcro, and then you have a second loop that's sewn in, and that's permanent, and this will probably fit, looks like it could fit up to maybe even a 3-inch belt. So that's really nice, and it's a very high quality holster here. Now for me personally, I'll probably use a Molly type of holster. I don't like Velcro because it makes, you know, noise. If I'm in a tactical situation or bugging out, I don't want someone to hear that, okay? But for EDC purposes or outdoors, that's fine. So we're going to take this baby outside, and I'll show you what the beams look like. Stay tuned. All right, guys. So I'm outside now, and I want to show you guys how bright this light is. So first I'm going to show you guys the strobe mode. Okay, this is the strobe mode right now. This is 1,000 lumens, and the trees back there are about 50 yards away. It's a little bit hard to show you guys how bright this is on the camera, but it's quite bright. It's lighting up the whole area here. Okay, so that's the strobe. Now we're just going to go into the high mode. This is the high mode. And those trees back there, again, are about 50 yards away. Okay, so it's pretty good brightness level here. You can make out all the details and everything. Very bright. Now we'll go to low. Okay, so the low mode, this is the low mode. I got some shrubbery here that's probably about 10 yards away, and it's illuminating pretty well. Okay, so this is low. Here's medium. There's high. Okay, and here's turbo. All right, there's turbo mode. You can see how bright that is. It's just absolutely insanely bright. It's hard to really film it on camera. So here we'll go to low, medium, high, and turbo. Okay, turbo is just extremely bright. You can see pretty much everything around. All right, if you're in bear country, no bear's going to sneak up on you with this type of light. You're going to be able to see all around for a good 200 yards. So let's go to the red mode now. And so let's switch through the red mode. Right now we're on low. Okay, this is 15 lumens here. Okay, now we'll go up to medium, which is pretty bright. Those trees are about 50 yards away, and you can make out the trees. So that's pretty good for a red LED. And then here we have high. And with the high mode, you can really make out everything here. You know, probably a good 100 yards easily, or maybe 200 yards. You know, so that's really good. So here's the high mode. Just go through again. Here's low. Low mode is actually quite bright, believe it or not. This is what you would want to use in a bug out situation, or when you're trying to reduce your visual signature. As you see, it doesn't emit a lot of light, but you can still make out details, like over there, those tracks, or that was actually when I was shoveling the snow. You know, you can still make out details and stuff like that, but it's not overwhelmingly bright. Now we'll go to medium. Medium, you can start to see more stuff, and then here we have high. Okay, look at how bright that is. That's really, really bright. All right, and then now I'll show you guys the functional switch that you can use if you want to go right into high when you have your light in red mode. All right, you just hold down that functional switch and it'll go right into red mode. Okay, check this out. Look at my breath. That's how cold it is today. Or tonight, it's been really cold. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this review. definitely get this light. I think it's great. Fenix TK25. Check them out. Thanks for watching. Take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 P's. Prepare, practice, and persevere.